In this video, we're going to have a look at the BMW iX3 because they are in fact developing a proper iX3M that's supposed to be unveiled in 2027. We have the M60 coming out next year. We're going to compare this one to the right, which is the M Performance parts, which in this case usually tend to be, a little over-exaggerated with the parts. But here I think it looks pretty clean, to be honest. Even I don't know which one I prefer here, the regular one or the M Performance parts. We're gonna go into detail about that in Photoshop and also have a look at this interior. And I'm also going to redesign the iX3. I made a quickly redesign of it a couple of videos back when I talked about the iX3, just increase the kidney size. But looking at the lower section down here, this is still this BMW abstract art style that goes on here. So I want to redesign this lower section as well. So there's a lot to cover in this video. So let's just jump straight into the article and let's see what this is all about, the new iX3M. What is going on here? From this article from CarScoop's, gonna link it down below. BMW's M's iX3 is hiding something under the hood. You can see it here. There's something crazy going on with the hood with this bulge here. A high-performance variant of the iX3 was caught testing at the Ring, of course, revealing aggressive styling and upgraded hardware, lowered suspension, larger wheels. These wheels, they should put these simple 5-spoke wheels into production. They look great. Even though I don't want to have them be in black, I want to have them be in dark silver. It would look fantastic on this. And you got beefier brakes as well. The iX3 M60 could debut next year, followed by the full-blown iX3M in 2027. Now, compared to earlier development cars of this M version, this one here that CarScoops has captured, it looks further along, wearing components that appear nearly production ready, and it really does. If you look at the photos here, it just seems like it's a production ready camouflage vehicle. There are no weird lights, no weird, antennas and stuff sticking out. So it seems to be like it's almost ready for unveiling, even though it's 2 years away. The prototype sculpted hood featuring what appears to be vents hints that this could be the high-performance M model. We don't know if this is the M60 or the full-blown M version, but look at this design. I think hopefully, I hope BMW comes back to a cleaner design, and I feel like they're heading in the right direction with these Neue Klasse cars. I can't wait to see the facelifted M5 as well, which is also, we talked about that before, is going to have this Neue Klasse face. And it's going to look so much better than the current M5 for sure. It doesn't matter. The current M5 is not a great design. The face is not good. So just slapping the Neue Klasse face on there is going to increase it. Improve it for sure. So you have a raised section in the hood, may serve as either an aerodynamic channel or a cooling duct. That is the one right here. The front bumper sports a more aggressive design than the optional M Sport package already offered for the standard iX3. You got new side skirts as well. And let's see if we can see the wheel design here. Just simple 5-spoke black wheels like this look sick on this vehicle. Again, I want to have them be in silver. You have subtle fender flares and a fresh set of 5-spoke alloy wheels on this design. The proportions of this, it doesn't look like an EV to me, which is great. That is what we want. We want to have a properly defined hood and box. The first box here should be properly defined. It doesn't matter if it's an EV or not. You can have the front under there. You can have storage or whatever you want. The front motor can be located under here. But these proportions, I really like what BMW did with the iX3. And that shows in the sales numbers as well, because BMW is surprised at how well the iX3 has been received so far. And I can honestly see why. It looks very good. So you got a redesigned diffuser in the back with a central opening rounds out the treatment, suggesting BMW is leaning towards functional restraint over visual drama. Love to hear it. We don't need any more visual drama from BMW. We've seen it enough over the last 5 or so years. The SUV will also benefit from a sharper chassis setup for improved handling. The camouflage prototype appears to ride on lower suspension as well. Now for the power numbers here, pretty crazy power numbers. The M60 coming out next year will have dual motors, most likely 463 horsepower, possibly pushing the 600 mark here. Their pure M cars will use a setup of 4 motors. In theory, this architecture could deliver up to 1,341 horsepower. We don't need BMW, relax. We do not need 1,300 horsepower in this, and it doesn't look like you're going to put it in the iX3 either. It's going to be around 700 to 800 horsepower, which is still pretty insane if you think about it. Now looking at the rear end here, still pretty decent. It looks properly planted for sure with these wide fenders that we have going on the iX3. It looks very, very cool. My 11-hour online class in design sketching is now only $47. If you have any desire to pick up the skill of sketching products using simple tools such as a big pen and cheap print paper, this is something you want to check out. Over the years, I've taught thousands of students from all around the world how to sketch cars and products, and most of them have seen amazing results from my classes. Analog Designer Pro Pack is the full bundle of all my classes I've released over the years, and it's yours for just $47. Check out everything that's included and see what my students have to say in the link in the description, or simply visit analogdesignerpropack.com. So let's jump into Photoshop here. First of all, let's make a quick little tweak to the iX3 front end. I'm going to show you what I want to do here. Do the same thing that I did with the previous redesign, but in this case, I'm also going to work a little bit quickly on the lower section as well. So first of all, let's take these kidneys right here, move it over a little bit like this. So we have wider kidneys in the front. I don't know how wide I want to go. Maybe something like this looks good. And move it over like this. So here we have, this is all I want to do with the front end design. Then we can erase this piece right here so we have a clean connection to what's going on from the headlight unit. This, to me, all of a sudden looks so much better than the original iX3, but that is, of course, only my opinion. We can clean it up a little bit in the bottom here as well. But I'm not done here. I also want to change a little bit in the lower section here, because if you can see, the lower section looks way too complex to me. So what I'm going to do is just go in here, filter. We have this liquify option in Photoshop, which I've loved for several years for several reasons. It's just very, very easy to redesign stuff in this. So let's just lower this down a little bit, something like this, to have it be almost horizontal and in line with the, you see this black graphic here? I want to have this sit almost in line with it and not have this weird angle where it sticks upwards like that. And just lower this a little bit on both sides. And that is pretty much all I want to do with the redesign of the iX3. Overall, it's a massive, massive improvement for me over what we've seen from BMW the last 5 years or so, with their, specifically the iX, which in my opinion was BMW's worst design in a very, very long time, if not ever. That is pretty much the redesign that I want to see for the iX3. Nothing crazy. It's already a pretty decent looking design, and I would tweak this a little bit more if I had more time to do it. But for what I want to show you, just the idea, this is my idea of what the redesign would look like. So if we go before and after, merge these layers and go in here and check the before, the kidneys look decent. It's just, they're just too small for the rest of the graphics in the front end. Then we have the after right here, a little bit more horizontal in the lower section. We don't have these sticking up too much, the cheekbones right here. Instead, we just bring them down a little bit and have them be in line with this black graphic that goes underneath here. So let's jump in and have a look at the comparison between the M performance parts and the regular iX3 and which one I prefer. So normally, as a rule, I generally prefer the non-M performance parts because they tend to be a little bit too over-exaggerated when it comes to the styling. And I don't know which one I prefer here. I definitely prefer these wheels for sure because they are silver. They're still big in contrast to these black wheels that probably look very good. Unfortunately, I can't see that because they are blacked out. So I have no idea what the wheel design actually looks like. I can't appreciate it because it's all blacked out. But the front end of the iX3 has this Neue Klasse design to it. And you can see that the housing for the headlight unit is all blacked out grills here as well. I really like this silver design that we have for the M performance parts. I think it looks really good, even though this blue also looks very good as well. It's very hard to decide between these two. The rear end, we do have this subtle little wing up top that I don't necessarily feel like it fits the iX3. It feels maybe a little too aftermarket-y vibe for the iX3 with the M performance parts. It's still a good looking design even in the base form, and I honestly think I prefer the base version in all black. And the reason why I prefer it in all black is that is going to hide these graphics that we have right here in the lower section, for example. It's going to melt into the front end way better and not stick out too much, especially if you had a white iX3. These black features that we have in the front end, specifically in the lower section, I don't really mind the black features we have up top here, but in the lower section, they still look too strange to me and don't have the line flow that I want to see from BMW that we've seen over the years, going back 10 or 15 years or so. The rear end of the M Performance parts look pretty decent as well. Nothing crazy going on here. I do think we might have a different diffuser, or maybe it is actually the exact same diffuser like we have in the regular one. It looks like it. This piece right here, this is what I'm talking about when they go a little crazy with the graphics on the sides. Just having a black line like that, it doesn't feel necessary to me. I just want to remove that and have it be clean like we have in the regular one right here. Now looking at the interior, this of course being the iDrive panel interior, which we are going to see in probably the new X5. We're definitely going to see it in the new 3 Series, the new M3 as well. And I'm not going to go into detail about this because I've talked about it so much in previous videos. I am not a fan of this. I think this looks way too clinical. It does not look welcoming one bit. At least it's not as bad as what Porsche is doing with the new Cayenne EV, which looks absolutely horrible in the inside with this curved screen that we have here. At least we have a flat screen, even though it does have this strange angle to it like this. We don't have a round steering wheel. It's almost like a squarish steering wheel right here as well. The steering wheel design, I actually think it looks pretty cool, to be honest. It looks very futuristic with these elements right here. And it looks to have a properly nice grip to it for sure. We have some buttons here for the volume and the cruise control settings right here on the left side. Indicator stalk, wiper stalk right there, right behind the wheel, exactly like you would expect. So overall, BMW is pushing the iX3 forward with new models, which is great to see. And overall, I'm excited for what BMW is doing right now. The Skytop concept was, I think, it could be an indication of where BMW wants to go in the future. And if the Skytop concept and these Neue Klasse designs are the direction BMW wants to take their brand when it comes to exterior design, honestly, I am all for it.